Hey, this is Bob from the Two Old Guys Garage. I'm over at Lou's. He's just been sandblasting the tool that Ron gave to him for bending the doors. And that's the tool right there. Okay, anyway, he talked to, what is it, Terry?
Yeah.
Terry, he talked to Terry with a source for the metal doors that we got. And what he suggested is get the door to fit the opening first before you mess with the hinges. That kind of makes sense, so I guess that's what we're going to do. Hang on a second. Yeah, it's August the 7th today, 2024. I think this would be part 31, segment 1, but I'll make sure when I do the tag on the video to identify it. So I came over here to see what we're doing with the doors. These are the two sets of seats that the guys gave to us. Have you tried either one of these for a fit, Lou? Have you tried these for a fit?
No, I gotta take all that stuff out.
Yeah. So anyway, that'll be something. And then here's more hinges. I came over ostensibly because on my car, the 32, I'm going to try changing the slave cylinder that has a better movement and different bore. And I got to do some machine work to adapt this Miata MX-5 or whatever it is, cylinder to fit on my car. Anyway, so while I'm here, catching up on the Anglia, and I'm going to pause at this point, and I'll be back in a little bit. Hi. Back. Here's the magic bent door straightener tool from On Detail. Pretty hefty stuff. What we'll do is, this is pretty hard neoprene, is we'll end up gluing a piece on each side to do this, and maybe longer down. Anyway, then Lou is going to probably put it in the bandsaw, clean this off, and then reattach another lever pipe. But it's pretty heavy, ought to do the job. You know, get enough leverage you can move the world. Okay, be back again. Hi, little addendum to this Anglia part 31 segment 1. Lou drilled these out to accept a 3/8 bolt because they were a little undersized, and then he put it on the old Wells index mill and opened up the slots so it'll fit the 2 3/8 on center holes instead of the 2 1/16 holes that they were on center. And then we both decided that it wasn't necessary to grind the original existing push rod down, as there was plenty of room in here. So I just cleaned this up a little bit, made it a little more rounded. And I chased the threads on both the female and the male size because he's got better taps and dies than I have. Anyway, that's set to go. I've ordered the AN4 adapters for this end and the AN4 adapter for the other end, which is my existing 1/4-inch brake line. Flared brake line bail fitting, and that'll allow me to use this guy that came with the aborted slave cylinder, hydraulic slave cylinder on the shaft. Anyway, that's it. Of course, that's for the 32 coupe. I'm going to just stick this on the end and close out segment 1. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, hi there. This is Bob. It's August 13th. This is the precursor to the Anglia Street Rod project, part 31, segment 2, which I will continue in a little bit later on when I get over to Lou's. Just a little bit of catch-up update on the 32 slave cylinder. There it is, it's in, and I might say it was a son of a bitch to do because of interactions. If you look at the hose, the attachment of the flex hose to the unit, that's the MX-5 Miata, comes at an angle. It points straight back to the firewall. So what I had to do was I had to cut and relieve the firewall and move some stuff around to make sure I had clearance. I might in the future replace the hose with one that has a 45 or a 90-degree angle to get it down more, but it's in. The push rod is in for just a sizing and a check of the angle, but there's no rubber boot on it because I'm going to have to observe it. So right now, this is polypropylene material that I bought yesterday, 3/16, and son of a bitch is so stiff I had to heat it up to get it over the tiny little bleeder plug. So that's in preparation for bleeding, which has not been done. So while I'm at it, if you look at that bolt right there, when I got the car in June of '60, the firewall had been totally replaced with a flat piece of steel and welded all the way up around the caul and then welded down to the frame and on the sides, and as you can see there, which made it one piece and pretty solid, except for the fact, as I was saying, before rudely cut off by a notification on my phone, I had to move all that crap around down there, undo it, so on and so forth. Anyway, on the firewall, what I found out was that from here over the arch of the bell housing down to the other side, that lower piece was kind of wobbly and could move in and out. So what I did was, in the spirit of making one thing do a lot of things, that pipe you see is 1/2-inch steel conduit, and it does a couple of jobs. One of the jobs is to stiffen up that part of the firewall. As you can see, there's another one over there. And what they do is they carry the electrical cables from the passenger and the driver's side frame wheel up into, and then come out up there out of the secondary wood firewall to be utilized and connected as possible. So, like I say, always trying to do more than one thing, and whilst they originally thought of as stiffeners. Now, the other thing is that if you look at that nut and that nut that holds the clamp, that actually is the mounting bracket for the 1939 to 48 Ford gas throttle linkage. You can see the springs, and there's the two banjo-looking things that it rotates on. In the original Ford, this side come up and had a ball joint because the Ford flathead carburetors work the throttle from the passenger side, and of course GM later model overheads do not. So I cut the ball off here, and I don't know if we can see it or if it's worth looking at, but on the other side, if you look down there, kind of shitty lighting, apologize, but the part that I cut off, I welded on the left side, and that became my throttle arm linkage for the driver's side throttles on the small block Chevy. Worked out very well because it has the built-in internal spring, which is the primary spring to return the throttle, and then of course I have secondary springs as safety backups on the throttle return should something ever go wrong. But those being a pretty stiff piece, those two mounting bolts capturing there and there help do the stiffness on that firewall, plus carry the electric wiring and anchor to the throttle assembly. Worked out pretty good. Anyway, this is all together at the moment, except for when I take this guy out, the push rod, I'm gonna not forget to add the rubber on this side that belongs here to close the seal. I do have the open hole on the left side from the American style fork, which I can use to view and look at the contact and examine visually how the throw-up bearing is working against the clutch. So next, that's going to be disconnected, that's going to go in, that's going to get lubed, and I'm going to be set to bleed it and see what happens. Moment of truth. Tired of fucking with this. Okay. All right, so that's the end of this. I'm going to kill the light. And I'm going to get out of the garage because I get out here just before 10 o'clock and it was already 92 degrees. Shit. We got super hot damn weather this week, triple digits over 100 every day of the week. So the garage doesn't cool off. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to pick this up, as I said, continuing part 31, segment 2 over at Lou's, where thank God he has an air conditioning garage. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. And the famous words of McConaughey, all right, all right. It is still August 13th. It is still part 31, and it is segment 2. And I'm here at Lou's, as promised a few minutes ago in my earlier snatch of video on the coupe. And it is fucking hot out there. It's 102. But not in here. It's air conditioned in here. And
Yep.
what is it anyway? 73. Oh my gosh, how sweet it is. 73.
Yep.
Feels good.
Nice.
Feels good. Okay, back to the work. If you look here, you'll see that Lou has finished cleaning the magic door bender, straighter upper, or whatever the hell it is. And he's attached a hunk of strong looking square tubing and welded it, and he's even primed it. And more than that, he found the piece of material that I had brought over for as a cushion under machinery that is very strong, canvas backed, rubber coated, and very, very stiff. So he's got that marked. He's going to cut that out and he's going to attach it and glue it to one side. So with that, let me see. I guess I'm going to just pause here so I don't run the meter out. And I'll get back to you a little later with the progress as we go along. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back. Looky, looky, looky. We actually got a lot of the bend out of the door with Ron's magic tool. And I'm going to step around to your left here, Lou. As you can see, the front fits pretty good all the way up to there. And as we expected, the body is too far in on the bottom. So this is a minor issue here. This sharp corner is digging into the fiberglass. Either we radiate this or we scoop out some of the fiber. Probably scoop the fiber out first. But anyway, the next thing to do is we were aware that the bottom corner is in too far. So Lou's going to cut that loose. And we're going to match the corner to see what, if any, more bend we need. But it fucking works.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Ron.
Yeah, it definitely did the trick.
Okay.
And then Terry called me, and he was telling me the best thing to do is get the door to fit in the hole first. And he said the hinges will fall right in place.
Yeah, sounds good.
So that's the plan of attack, is cut the bottom loose and pull that bottom panel out. And should make a difference there.
Okay.
Okay, dokie.
Jolly fucking good.
Yeah, made some progress.